Yes, I'm ready.
Good evening. Hello and welcome to the Initiative Order, and welcome once again to Chalice, Twilight Roads. Before we jump back in to say hello to everyone and see where we are, we, of course, are going to have a quick chat about our wonderful, wonderful sponsors. As always, one day I'm going to pass these out randomly to the team and just throw them under the bus. For now,
you monster.
We'll stick the way we know. So first and foremost, as always, we have Session Zero Clothing lending us a hand with their lovely D&D inspired streetwear. Have a look out through their store, and when you get to the checkout with whatever wonderful purchases you've picked up, don't forget to use the code ORDER for 15% off. And then, of course, we wander straight on over to get some lovely dice from Norse Foundry. You can use the code TIO15 at the checkout there, 15% off. If you need more things, which of course you do, please go and support these guys. Head on over to Roman Player Gear, or roam over to Roman Player Gear. I missed the joke before I even noticed it. They've got some amazing tabletop gaming supplies there. You can use Carnaby20 for 20% off of the Dice Tower Tray combo set on their checkout. And of course, you have Myth Roll Armory, makers of the amazing tin D20s and sketch dice. And of course, if you saw it a little while back, of course, the little dice giveaway we did a while ago. You can use the code INITIATIVE at their web store for 10% off. And finally, you've got Umbral Oculus Dice, some handmade custom dice by the Initiative Order's very own Taryn. You can use the code INITIATIVE for 10% off of a full set of dice from her store. So, of course, go on over, go say hello to all of them, and well, buy lots of things. Make them happy, make us happy, everyone's happy. So now we've kind of gone through all of that, we will quickly run through and introduce everyone. You will notice we are down someone again, unfortunately. James isn't feeling 100%, so rather than drag him onto stream and make him put up with us, he's going to take a nap like the old man he is. So we're going to run through and say hello to everyone else. And of course, we're going to reintroduce away from her sickness, where everyone showed her a lot more pity than I'm apparently showing James. Lynn. Yeah. Who are you? Where are you? What do you do?
Hi, I'm Lynn. I am in my room and I play Cecily, who is an alchemist. She is naive. She is a little bit uncertain. She's wondering what she got herself into, but she's very much along for the ride.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Billy, same questions.
Hello, I am Billy. I am currently in my living room. I play Subil, who is just as stressed out and concerned for everything that's about to go wrong as he always is, and is just taking things one problem at a time.
Yep, we have no steps here. We just have problems. Jago?
Hi, I'm Jago. I am playing Jack tonight, and apparently I'm stuck in an unfinished comic book.
I was going to say, there's a lot of Post-it notes stuck on your wall. I've been talking to you for the last 40 minutes, and that's the first time I've looked at the wall next to you. Max?
Hi, I'm Max. I play Jules Hope, and I hope I don't fuck it up.
You will. Holly?
Holly, it looks like I'm in a forest, but it's too cold for me anywhere. It's too cold for me in a forest. I play Edlynnne.
Just to quickly chip in there, Holly, it sounds like you're in a forest as much as looks like you're in a forest. I can barely hear you.
Has a mic fallen out? Oh dear.
We'll give her a minute. And then we'll mock
her again.
I feel I should double back on myself while Holly's fixing her tech issues. I'm sorry, James. We like you, really. I'm just not a very
Do
nice
we?
Yeah.
Well, after what he's done, I don't know if I do.
How are we doing there, Holly?
That should be better.
Yay! There we are.
My headphones don't work for me today. Like I said, I look like I'm in a forest. I'm not in a forest. I play Edlynnne. If you watched last week, then you're just as confused and as scared as I am about what the hell's going to happen this week. Let's just do it before I change my mind, shall we?
It's a good idea. And of course, I am Ben, the Baron of Barbarity for tonight. Sat not in my office, but in a horrible, horrible corridor full of hands, because I like to, make my players feel comfortable. Yeah, this is my bedroom.
Ben, I was about to say that's your office, isn't it?
I gotta say, I like the new title. Are we gonna have one every few weeks? Are we gonna have a new?
Oh, I'm gonna cycle through the alphabet every week, mate. With all of that said and done, let's jump on into our intro, please. Fire away. Right, hello again, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the intro, as always, wonderfully made and wonderfully mixed. So, as we come back once again to Chalice, or more precisely, the city of Southhurst, which I will name now before the recap to save anyone a second of embarrassment. As I mentioned, though, a recap, a wonderful, wonderful run-through of point-perfect recollection within a minimal time frame, with the reward of a void point dangled just in front of you should you be able to pull it off. Who amongst you feels brave enough?
I'll do it.
I was ill.
No, go. You were first. Go.
Last time.
Lynn, do it.
Me?
I wasn't here last
I
week.
was ill. I was dosed up on painkillers in bed. I don't remember anything.
Okay, I'll do it.
My illness was a blur. Oh my god.
There were a lot more pixies in the one that Lynn remembers.
Yeah, it was lovely. Rainbows everywhere.
We all survived that one.
Yeah, that one everyone lived. Okay, so
You ready?
give me the go.
2 minutes.
Okay, so
I started 5 seconds ago.
you dig. Okay, so in the beginning, we're outside the city of Southhurst the night before we make our daring entrance. We've got Edlynnne on watch. She's feeling vibing. She's good, and then her hand starts moving out of her own free will. She falls off the carriage. Her face disappears. She's loving that. Claws herself into the tent. Murders Subil. Then she wakes up back on the carriage, and we're all just going to forget that ever happened. Subil. Well, sorry. She wakes up falling off the carriage. Subil, hearing this, walks over and wakes up and comes over and is like, "You good?" that being just sort of dodging the question, Edlynnne goes and camps by the tree for the rest of the night, which is probably doing great for her back. We all wake up, pack up, get ready to go, realize that there is heavy security outside the gate. Before we're in line of sight, the channelers, which is myself and Sam, Sam and Edlynnne jump off the carriage and skedaddle away. The remaining members of the party get to the checkpoint. They do their rigmarole with almost getting caught by Subil because of a glowy rock which detects channeling, which we didn't realize Subil had that kind of energy doing. He's able to finagle that, and we move on past. But we don't have any papers, so they are sent over to... Fuck you. They're sent over to get papers. Jules is sent in to get papers, and she didn't like that because classic. Brain, why you crash on me now? I mean, the time's already gone.
No.
But yeah, it sucks. And at the end, it's gone. My brain crashed and couldn't keep up.
We were so close. We had like a little bit left.
Oh, okay. So what happens?
What happens next is we cut back to you guys in a field. It gets cold, and Sam signs to you that they're coming, or friends are coming, or something like that.
Yeah, friends, but it was
and then
ice and stuff, and we ran.
But he'd also looked panicked, so I'm not sure.
So you guys bolted.
Yeah.
I went in to go get my ticket for fucking getting my papers.
Yeah.
And at some point, everyone stops and they're staring at me, and I just realised, and that's where we cut it. And the rest are in the car area, I believe.
Yeah, they're just at the stable.
They're just part of the stables.
Yeah.
Correct. Oh, go on. I'll let you have one more momentum than you should have.
Hey,
it's teamwork.
Teamwork. It makes the dream work. And now, speaking of teamwork and keeping you all together and making you work as a unit, we're going to start tonight's session by asking everyone but Jules to quietly disappear for a few
minutes. Oh shit!
Yes!
Oh no! Oh, damn!
Oh no! Get fucked.
Good luck.
Welcome to hell, Jules. This is going to be fun for you.
Have fun.
Choose another thing.
Okay.
How do we do this then?
Just working out the tech. We good. Wonderful. Well, Jules, we return to you in the middle of Southside. You're kind of still resting on this finely cushioned sofa with a lady next to you, just going along her knitting. A few men on your right, of varying ages, clutching papers from their companies, ready to pass them in or do something of that nature. You, of course, just sit there, your now more or less empty cup of coffee, resting just on your hands, ready to go. 1 second, I do apologize.
Oh god. The suspense is killing me, man.
Sorry about that, I do apologize. As I say, you sat there just kind of nursing your small cup of coffee, the last dregs of it kind of fading away. And you can just hear the general commotion going on around you of people moving around, names being called, people taken up to the desks. And the fine kind of, just as you glance around, the fine woodwork of the room kind of puts you at ease, despite the the kind of busy nature of the room, it's still quite calm. There's an air of normality to it. And as you kind of just glance over them, your eyes fall just on one of the women sat behind their desks, a stack of papers off to the left as they just scribble along. And their eyes just kind of come up and match yours. And they smile at you. And they just continue to smile and look at you. Their eyes unblinking and focused.
I kind of turn away, but still keeping it in my peripheral.
You glance away from her and just actively, as you move your head, you pan across the room and see two more people just staring at you.
How many people are in the room are staring at me?
As you kind of suddenly just kind of look around, of the 30 or so people, every single one of them has just stopped dead, whatever they're doing, and just turned their attentions to you. The small smile slowly kind of passing across their lips, demonstrating their teeth clenched together, slightly kind of pushing almost too close to one another, grinding bone against bone, and their eyes unblinkingly focusing on you.
Is there something on me? Hello?
They say nothing. Yeah? You just wave in their faces and they just continue to just stare at you. Then, one by one, the women at the desks stand.
You right there, love? What are you doing there?
Small distance from you, a pane of glass between you and them, the small opening underneath where the papers are slid through. You just watch them just slide their hands underneath and just try and slowly kind of push their bodies through. The rest of the room still watching you as 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 women just kind of push their faces against the glass, trying to force their way through the small openings, and you just watch their arms grate against the small portion of it hanging at the base, just taking off layers of skin, watching as the blood just starts to well up just in small openings and push against the base of the glass, their faces meshing against it, their eyes staring through, even as their noses compress and the glass begins to start to crack, and they just continue to watch you. You look from them for a moment as you just feel a very sudden touch on your side.
Who is it? And if there's anyone like grabbing hold of me, I'm going to go for a slap.
You immediately kind of move to the side as you realize the woman next to you has just dropped the knitting, the needles slamming into the floor, and just reaching out just to touch your shoulder. As she does so, you just kind of immediately launch up and slap her in the face. The moment your hand makes contact, you hear a sudden burst of laughter run across the room. Hollow cackling. And you blink to just see this poor woman, somewhere in her mid-60s, close 70s, sprawl onto the floor in front of you, and glance up to see everyone in the room, having stopped dead what they're doing, turning to look at what's going on. And immediately you hear the shout of the man who welcomes you in. What are you doing? And at that point, we'll re-invite everyone else back into the call. As you kind of just stand there, shaking as this poor woman just tries to slowly pick herself up, a few others rushing over to her.
I'm so sorry. I'll try and help her up. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry, hon. A little PTSD from the war.
You go to pick her up, and one of the young men that has just kind of jumped off of the sofas next to you just pushes you off. Get away from her, you crazy bitch!
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
No, get out!
I'm so sorry.
The front desk just kind of passes his way through the crowd as this woman is just picked up, kind of holding her face. You can see blood just running across her teeth from where you've hit her. She was just staring. What?
Sorry, I didn't mean it.
He just kind of places a hand on her shoulder. Ma'am, I think it's best that you leave right now before I call the guard.
You're right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. And then I'll leave.
Outside, just finishing strapping the horses up and kind of settling the carriage, Subil and Cecily, you kind of stand and watch. They're talking to Alister for a moment as he just kind of checks over the horses for a moment. So just tell you what, I'm just going to look over the carriage, make sure everything's as it should be. We went over a few too many bumps for my liking. Do you mind just going in and keeping an eye on everything?
Yeah.
Sure.
Brilliant, thank you. And he just kind of immediately just turns over to the carriage and just kind of drops under and starts climbing underneath it to try and have a look over the axles. As he does, and you kind of glance down at him, you hear a sudden burst of shouting coming from inside the offices. Just kind of like a raising of voices as if surprised. Just do an insight observation check for me both. Just do one.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at completely the wrong thing. I was like, I don't have any insight. That's two failures.
Oh!
You hear nothing. Alister kind of disappears underneath, and you're just watching him go.
He's doing some things.
Yeah, I'm just kind of interested to see what he's doing to your carriage. And how did you do there, Stephen?
2 successes from me.
2 successes, brilliant. So gaining momentum off of that one. And the voices you hear, you can just hear a few words kind of pushing through. You hear someone say, "She just hit her out of nowhere. There's crazy. Get out!" And the voices continue to kind of raise, and it doesn't take too long for the doors to the office just kind of slam open. And you see Jules make her way out of the front door.
Hi there. Yeah.
Oh, hi.
I take it didn't go well.
No.
Oh,
No.
what happened?
Well, I must have been daydreaming because for some reason I thought everyone was staring at me, and I know for sure that they weren't. They were, and they started smiling, and that kind of scared me. And then like the front desk people were pushing themselves against things glass, and they're trying to get through, and they look hurt. Next thing I know, I slapped an old lady. I didn't. I know it sounds bad, but I didn't mean to.
Okay, that one's new.
I just must have been daydreaming. It just
Jules,
all looks so real.
I don't know if that was daydreaming. Cecily, we should probably get out of here.
Yep, I agree.
As Jules you make your way around the front to kind of where the stables are, you come within kind of close distance of Subil. And Subil, you start to feel that familiar kind of cold itch starting to just burn out from the stones embedded in your face. And you just notice with your kind of your more successes than you needed earlier, as Subil passes by a couple, just a small puddle of water, you just watch the edges of it kind of frost over for a second. and swear for a moment you see her reflection stop as she walks past it, and then follow maybe 2 seconds later.
Jules, can you hang on there for a minute?
Right. Is there anything you need?
No, we're all right. It's just okay.
What is it? Something that have you got it too? Like, what's going on?
No, something's.
Did you see the water?
What?
Yes.
I wave at the water.
Your image just waves back at you.
There's nothing wrong.
No, something going on with the wind as well. It's
the wind.
Yeah.
Can we just go? I've had enough.
I mean, you didn't whisper my name just now. Alister? No. Yeah, I think we should make tracks.
Right.
I don't know.
We need to go to a place that I know to help.
There's a loud sudden crash sound that emanates out from underneath the carriage.
Alister?
Are you okay?
Followed swiftly by a series of curses as Alister just pulls himself from underneath, scrambling across the floor for a moment, and just plunges his hand into his jacket to draw a dagger out. You can see him just kind of holding there.
She only slapped an old lady, it's fine.
There was something under there. He says, and just kind of glances back under, just looking beneath the carriage. Something touched me. Just like grabbed my clothes.
I've been having weird stuff too. We gotta leave.
No.
Yeah, we do.
Again, can we just not stop somewhere and get stuff done for one day? Oh, I hate this. I hate it.
Okay. I think, first up, I'm sick of these reflections. Before we go, can we just, cover all the windows with something? Dirt, if needed.
You've already removed all the windows from your carriage.
We don't have any windows.
Everything reflective, I just want to cover, because I'm sick of it.
Mostly smashed.
The carriage you arrived at the Strangers' Places in, you'd already removed the windows. All that really remains on there are now the small glass panels that run along the exterior of the lanterns that hang from either side. And of course, you have this very, very kind of brass gilding running along the exterior edge of the upper portion of the carriage, which has a slight reflective sheen to it, possibly more because of the kind of usage and the rain recently.
We need some paint.
Yes, we do. We need to get out of here. You're absolutely right.
I know a place. I know an underground bar that might be able to help.
Head there.
Get our friends in.
Ginger beer anyway.
Yeah. I mean, we still need to get papers. We might as well try and get some forged ones from him.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try that out.
We'll get on our carriage and start heading out.
Yeah. I'll just move to rehitch the horses after we've unhitched the horses.
You immediately just start kind of unraveling the horses and just kind of glancing around. As you look over the two of them, you can see John, the horse, just as you kind of come near them, you see your reflection just in their eye. And as you move up, it just smiles back at you, just for a moment.
I'm just going to duck my head
down. Yeah. Immediately, John rears up and starts winning into the air. His feet, front hooves lash out, and he crashes into the front of the small kind of railing that's holding him in place, breaking a good portion of it, just denting the wrought iron inwards. Not enough to snap it, but enough to cause damage. And you just watch that kind of buckle. And as you kind of step back, the horse continues to just thrash about, causing your other horse to do exactly the same. Bismarck, beside you, immediately just starts barking at them. And the sound, as you kind of become very, very aware that nearby you, the people in the street who have just been, up until this point, moving past and ignoring you, start to stop and kind of glance over, just seeing what the commotion is. And in amongst their ranks, just stepping just through the crowd, you see a single person dressed in kind of very pristine white robes with the rose of the church emblazoned on their breast.
Okay.
Spent a total of 5 chaos there as we jump back to Edlynnne, Jack, and Sam.
I had a plan for him.
How bad? I wonder if they're having it any worse.
We were running last time, so.
Edlynnne, Jack, and Sam.
Oh,
You
no.
find out in the barley fields, just on the outskirts of Southhurt, towards the northern edge. A few moments ago, of course, you had the incident of Sam signing to you, friends, followed by the word danger.
Okay.
And as you kind of pick that sign up from them, you notice immediately the barley just starting to frost over around you. And this kind of very pressurized feeling to the air, as if it becomes heavier in your own lungs. If you're running, what direction are you running? Where are you going?
Quick question. That preferably without chaos would prefer to make a roll for this. Is there a direction the barley's freezing from, or is it just meh?
That's easy enough. You just kind of glance around as you're quite deep in the barley field at the moment, just kind of peeling off to make sure you avoided the road as much as possible. Everywhere. It's just nimbusing out from you.
Okay, so it's if we're the epicenter. Then pick a direction and go until fall the same way, I guess. The way we've
North,
already
south, east, west.
North, as
North,
best
so
we can
running away from
summarize.
the city then. Easily done. You you snatch Sam up and immediately just start bolting into the barley field. Heading northwards, which would roughly take you back towards where you had set up camp the night before, you just push through. The barley just breaks apart in front of you. You send stalks flying off left, right, and centre. Edlynnne, is there anything specific you'd like to do as you see Jack just grab Sam and bolt?
Kind of follow after them, but also make sure that my sword is drawn, so if anything jumps out at us, I can just stabby stab. It's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah,
It's a good plan.
You immediately just draw your blade, it kind of shimmering into the air, and just for a moment you kind of see frost running down the edge of it as it passes into a small portion of the barley. You draw it back out and immediately the frost just kind of evaporates in the heat, and you give chase as well. The two of you just run. Can I get a brawn athletics check from you both? It's difficulty 0. I just want to see how fast you're going.
On athletics, that's 13.
That's a natural 1 and a 10, so 3 passes for me in total.
Well, hey, that's 3 momentum.
That is 2 passes.
That's 5 momentum.
So we're up to
Hey.
beyond max. So
So many questions.
I have an idea for a question. If you do,
like
do you
that.
have a question idea?
You can ask your question idea first. I will think of a question idea.
Okay, because we have more than enough for 2.
Yeah.
Are we the epicenter of the like? If the freezing was a circular radius, are we in the center of it?
It seems to be centering on you, but not from you.
Okay. Cool.
That's concerning.
Anything else?
I can't think of any questions because my brain's gone. Just no. It's been put on the spot and now it doesn't want to work. Damn.
You can still spend that excess momentum to change a truth relating to something you've just done. So as you kind of start sprinting through.
Okay.
if this wasn't a serious running moment, I'd say I'd spend it to like just trip you up. But it's serious, so I'm not going to do that.
Don't do that because you're going to trip Sam up as well. Because I'm holding the boy.
Spend it to leave behind a really cool crop circle.
Done. Cool.
Spend it
Okay,
to make it so you can't be seen when you're running through it. Like you're not breaking the crops, you're just running through it.
We're on the path of the yes.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
a good shout.
shout.
I should do that.
Yeah,
Cool.
a big brain moment. Well done, Max.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Max.
You break free from the kind of depth of the barley and into a small kind of path that's already been cut through it, allowing you to move without destroying anything in your passage. You continue to just sprint, and as you go, you can just kind of, how are you carrying Sam? Are you just kind of like fling them over your shoulder? How would you want to do this?
Like over the shoulder, hand under the legs, sort of. So he's sort of half sitting on my arms, sort of thing. Yeah.
Easily done. As you're kind of sprinting, you can just feel them grabbing against your shirt, just trying to get your attention. Obviously, it's difficult to kind of look down and run at the same time.
Yeah. I'll do my best at that attempt.
You kind of glance down, you can see them rapidly signing, very frantically, to the point where you can see them actually getting a little bit frustrated with themselves as they're trying to show you what they want to, but can't quite put it together. If you can make me a reason observation check of 2.
Okay, reason observation.
Edlynnne, as you're kind of sprinting up next to him, quite happily getting more passes than he did, you're able to try this as well, just as you're kind of just next to him.
So is that like an assist, or is that me doing my own?
You can assist, or you can do it yourself.
Reason.
Seeing as I don't know sign, I'll assist.
That's 2 successes.
That was not a success from me, but you got 2 successes, so it's fine.
As you kind of keep sprinting, you get rough interpretations of what Sam's trying to say. It comes to the point where you kind of break along this long path, and just in front of you, you can see a small wooden fence running along the external edge of the field itself, which then passes into a large open hill that kind of heads up further into the north, and you can see just above it the kind of copse of trees that you'd stayed in the night before, just looming at the top of the hill. Okay. And as you try to piece together what they're saying to you, it's friends. It wasn't so much friends danger, it was friends in danger.
Fuck.
And as you continue to just sprint away, you kind of look down up from Sam's hands to their face, and you can just see this thin line of silver blood kind of running from their nose onto their lips, just following around the creases of their face, and another one weeping just from the left-hand side of their eyes. You see this kind of shaking. The headline you recognize immediately as the same kind of this pallidness to their skin, and the excretion of blood that reminds you of what happened maybe a week ago in the carriage before. Well,
I kind of just see that, and I'm like, not really know what to say, but definitely seeing that, there's definitely like a look of worry on my face, and I'm just like, okay, this is serious. Brain's not working. Why isn't it working?
You continue to sprint. You kind of hit the edge of the field. The fence pulls up in front of you. You kind of clamber over it. Yep. Just make a brawn, we'll say agility athletics check from both of you. Agility. Difficulty 0 for Holly. Difficulty 1 for Jack. Sorry, Edlynnne and Jack.
Say agility if I in to say, or
agility athletics.
Athletics. Sorry, I have that headphones for this. Another critical one. I'm not even kidding.
Love it.
I'm telling you, just blue dice, man.
Fences.
Edlynn's
on a roll today.
2 fails.
2 fails. Oh,
Yeah.
Edlynnne, you
no.
sprint up and sword in one hand, just kind of leap over the fence easily, pushing down with your left and giving yourself enough distance just to kind of peel over, even kind of fall into a small roll as you pass. As you kind of glance back, you see Jack, the momentum of his sprint kind of catching up with him a little bit as he crashes into the fence and over it. Immediately kind of pushing over, unfortunately on 2 failures. As you go, you kind of drop, you literally let go of Sam, who flies several feet through the air away from you. You just watch them tumble and just let out a small muted, what would be a muted scream if they could kind of form the words, and they smack into the floor a good few feet from you. You watch their body kind of crumple and roll as they just slide across the dirt. As they come to a stop, their bear just...
Can I just like run after
from them?
Can I just run after Sam and then like pick him up and then just make
you
sure I
take
pick up
3
the bear?
points of stress.
Okay.
So does Sam.
Oh, my boy.
I'm on Sam carrying duties now. Yeah, I'd like to run over to Sam to see if he's okay, and then pick up his bear as well.
Oh, my boy.
You immediately just rush over to Sam, who you can see kind of leant over, the kind of lines of blood that were running from their eyes, intensifying as you see them start to shake.
Yeah.
Froth, kind of foam starting to form up around the edges of their lips as they just start to shudder and shake on the floor. Kind of their longer fingernails clawing into the dirt and just separating the grass from the mud under them. You grab the bear just as you kind of move past, glance down, you can see their eyes just frantically flicking around in their head, and that feeling of cold just intensifies in the air around you. Jack, at that point, you kind of pick yourself up. Sorry, continue, Edlynnne.
And I was going to say, I just want to like kneel down in front of him and just start kneel down in front of them and just start saying like trying to soothe him. So like just checking over, make sure like if there's any injury, just seeing if I can patch the best I can because I don't have any medicine and stuff. But like just if it's just like ripping off a bit of like clothes. At this point, my clothes are ruined, so it's fine. But like ripping off like a shirt or something and just trying to fix it the best I can, being soothing, saying nice words. I don't know how you look after kids, but Edlynnne does, so she knows what she's doing.
I mean, what do you want to say? Sam is just lying there in front of you, convulsing and shaking, their limbs kind of snapping around. You can see their eyes starting to roll up into the back of their head. What do you say?
I just kind of, I start going, Sam, look, it's gonna be okay. Jack didn't mean to drop you. If you can, just try to breathe. I know it's painful. I know you're stressed, but you got to breathe through it. And like I'll try to get the bear so we can kind of focus on the bear more than me, because let's be faced with the bear, it's its emotional support at this point. And I just kind of keep repeating that kind of just trying to get attention more than anything at the moment.
You try and just kind of grab Sam's attention as best you can, and to completely no avail. Their body just continues to convulse in front of you. You kind of wrap your arm just under their head, trying to still them and help them. And this just feeling of helplessness rushes over you as you just watch the child shake. Jack?
Can I ask a question about the scene?
You certainly can.
For momentum. The air's getting ahead. Does this feel like does this, because when the air gets heavy, would that feel like channeling, like he's channeling, or is this the other thing?
This, from your history, the only time you have felt an energy like this heaviness to the air, isn't so much when someone is channeling, it's when someone who has been channeling to an intense degree over a long period of time stops. It's like the air kind of relieving itself. There's this heaviness to it that just as kind of this released energy.
So he's been... Okay, right.
And you have that thought as you kind of look down at them, and you realize at this moment, whereas the air is still cold, it starts to warm quite dramatically, very quickly, as they continue to convulse, and the ice on the kind of grass just dissipates, almost burns away. Is there anything you would like to do?
I mean, I'm still just trying to get his attention.
Not for the minute. I'm cogs are turning, and I'm trying to. So, sorry, leave me to my thoughts.
In that case, Jack, you just literally stand there, pick yourself up, and stare as you see Edlynnne kind of doubled over, trying to help Sam, and you're just kind of stood there, unable to think of anything to do. You both take a point of mental stress.
Okay.
That's so much mental stress you've given me.
I didn't need stress anyway. What's it do? Give me life? Whatever.
And as you kind of continue to cradle Sam in place, Edlynnne, their head just snaps back and opens, and you just see the foam kind of building up in their mouth, pushing out as if air is being rapidly released from their lungs. Their eyes continue to snap around before they center, drop, and focus directly on you.
I kind of just...
Meanwhile...
So we're all having a good time.
Woohoo!
Cecily, Jules, and Subil. We come back to you kind of just stood on the outskirts, just in the interior of the city, next to the carriage, as the horses continue to buck and neigh, just trying to break themselves free and away from you. Bismarck at this point has kind of dropped to his haunches and is just repeatedly barking at them. And you can just see the crowd around you building just on the street, kind of trying to work out what the hell's going on. The doors to the Protectorate reopen, and you see the kind of greeter, the step out, flanked by a couple of guards in kind of that nice crisp uniform that looks like they're just kind of hastily pulling it on. You can see them strapping a belt in place, a baton kind of hanging from their waist, and just next to them, making their way out of the crowd, is an initiate of the church, a low-level inquisitor.
Right. Easy. I'm gonna try and calm down the horses. Easy there. Easy.
If you can make me a will survival check with a focus in animal handling, should you have it.
That's 2 passes.
Brilliant. You can't slowly kind of calm John, at the very least, kind of grabbing his reins and starting to pull him back into place. He continues to buck and pull from you, and the second horse doing much the same as you just bring him into place. And just kind of start to just rub your hand across his face and try to calm. You see his eye, bit large doe eyes, just kind of trying to pull away from you. But you do slowly manage to calm at least John.
It's all right there, huh?
As Jules kind of works her magic, the Inquisitor just makes their way through the crowd. And says, "What's going on here?"
Just the horses, it's fine. It's
Sorry.
good.
Yeah, our horses just got spooked. It's okay, but Bismarck, sit. Sorry, my dog probably didn't help that at all. Right, Bismarck, carriage, now, go. Apologies. His barking, there was a rat. The horses are a bit skittish. They've just been reared up and just gone a bit nuts, but we're bringing it under control. Alister, could you just seek the other horse for us, please?
Can you make a will persuasion check, please? Difficulty opposed.
I hate you.
Can she be helped?
It's not false.
You've taken your action, unfortunately, Jules. It's not false
momentum.
at all. It's just try
Can I
and...
assist?
You can indeed. It will eat your action for the turn, though. How would you like to assist?
I have no persuasion, so I literally am going on 7 will.
I'll assist.
Thank you.
There is momentum. There is 4.
Pop a momentum.
Just pop
One
a
dice.
momentum.
One success so far. Let's see what this one's doing for me.
Okay.
2 successes.
Oh.
Wait, if I meet my will, if my will's a 7 and I roll a 7, that's a success, right? Yeah. Yes.
In which case, I'll you know, as Cecily's talking, and I'll assist by saying, "Oh yeah, it's been a long old day for the horses. They get spooked real easily. We've only just made it in. Everything's all sorted now. We all got it. We got it. I think, yeah, John and Gary, yeah, they're calming down now. Calming down. And that is. Okay. Sorry, yeah, go on.
No. How did you do? What's your roll?
That is 2 successes.
Wonderful. Remember, you're only rolling 1 dice when you assist.
Oh, in which case, do you want me to re-roll?
No, it's fine. I'll just take the 1. It's fine. Don't worry. Just for the future.
You had another
You,
backup.
the two of you kind of, yeah. You just make your argument. The Inquisitor just kind of stands at the edge of the crowd. You can kind of feel this more curiosity on the air than anything else. As several of the crowd just kind of looking and chatting to one another. A few of them already kind of break off and start making their way back down the road. You've mainly got about 5 or 6 people watching you. The 2 Protectorate and the kind of Greeter glance over you. The Greeter kind of turns back to the Protectorate, pushing a finger towards Jules as he whispers.
Is the horses not hiding me?
They not really, no. Because the horse is kind of bucking and moving around so much prior to that, you've kind of had to move into the open somewhat. The Inquisitor, however, kind of looks over each of you as well. Keep your horses in order. We're trying to keep it's a peaceful neighborhood.
Of course.
And
not here for trouble.
You beat them by 2, so you generate 2 momentum. As they kind of go to, they kind of issue the order. At which point they go to turn and they just kind of glance back directly at Subil. This moment of kind of recognition.
If I spot
Do
it,
I know you?
Huh?
I recognize your face.
I get
They
that
say, and they kind of just take a step towards you.
Oh no! I'm the great Gary. Yeah, no, I morphed my face a long time. You know, I sort of took the right foods, all that kind of thing. It's a very. The thing is, when you're a magician like me, you want to try and make everything, you know, everyone ignore you, everyone look at the hands, and it's all about the misdirection. So,
make a will persuasion.
I get a lot.
Focus in deception.
There is 6 momentum.
Yeah, please take the momentum.
Take
Use
the
the
momentum.
backup success.
Take the momentum.
This is an opposed check.
Oh, take 2 then.
Take it.
Take 2.
Take 3.
Is that will persuasion? Sorry.
Will persuasion, yeah.
How much
Take 2.
momentum? Billy, you using momentum?
I use 3 momentum to take 2.
Okay. How much?
3 momentum for 2. 3 momentum for 2 dice. 1 momentum for 1 dice. Or 6 momentum for 3 dice.
Correct.
We have 6, so you can get as many as you want.
I've got 14. I've got 14 in will persuasion total to get.
Do you wanna,
I say, but I think we need as many successes as possible. We need to hide
because it's a pass.
So 2 momentum.
I think 2 momentum's good. 2.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, 3 momentum for 2 dice.
3 momentum for 2 dice. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll roll
Okay,
for those.
go.
First 2 are. Dice down! Dice down!
Go, medic!
Okay, reroll. So that is. What is it? 14, 12, 7, 2 successes.
Okay, good.
Okay.
2 more.
Come on, baby. Don't mess it up.
It's 11 and 9, so 4 successes total.
That's what we like to see.
You kind of you make your argument. I was tracking them.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you'd rather, I can just sit like this.
That's when you fail. So it's like 1, 2, 3, fuck you.
1, 2. I have to switch to the other hand when I get to 3.
Yeah.
You make your argument and you kind of stand there, and the Inquisitor just kind of doesn't approach any further, though, maybe within about 6 feet of you. They just kind of look you up and down. I'm sure I've seen your face.
I've never
Magician,
been to
you
Salsa.
say?
Yes, my friend.
And as he goes to say something, one of the Protectorate kind of, I think I've seen his face on a poster somewhere.
Yeah, it'd be for the great Gary.
There was a circus came through not too long ago. Maybe you saw that one. And the Inquisitor just kind of glances over at the Protectorate and back at you. Perhaps. Calm your horses down, get on your way. He says
Will do,
he's
my
just
friend.
kind of puts the robes taut and just steps back into the crowd. But at this point, it's just slowly kind of dissipated off. You beat them by 1.
Oh, that momentum was worth it. Ooh. Not stressful.
No,
As you kind of step back, the crowd slowly moving away. The 2 Protectorate just kind of glance over each of you and just go, and just kind of give you a small, and make their way back inside to kind of regain kind of some control over the situation. The 4 of you just kind of briefly, as Bismarck continues to bark away and Gary continues to buck in the corner, Jules already having to kind of take the now calm John and try and calm Gary. Alister tries to usher Bismarck towards the carriage itself, reaches out to open it, and as he does, the entire carriage just slams to the left.
Okay.
Before kind of rocking back slightly.
We didn't leave anything in
again
the carriage, did we?
think so.
Another
Alistair,
hit.
you're all right. Bismarck, sit. Again.
Bismarck stops barking at the horses and has now turned directly towards the carriage, is barking and whining intermittently, kind of backing away. Alistair's just again gripping his knife just under his jacket, having hidden it from the Inquisitor. It just kind of steps back, staring not at the carriage but through the window, which is just at a bit of an awkward angle for the rest of you. And you just see words kind of slipping from his lips. I saw Hugh get taken away. You're dead.
Alister, what do you see?
His eyes are just kind of locked in place, and as you look, you can see just these small little tendrils of smoke starting to ebb out of the exterior of that carriage window. Small wisps of black on the air.
Okay, time to go. Time to go.
I did this with an old lady, and I'm gonna slap James's character, Alister.
Alister, fair.
And see if I
Make
can...
a brawn medicine check of difficulty.
Brawn medicine. Okay, I've got a high brawn, but no medicine. But let's see if I can.
I have medicine. Can I assist?
Can I? Okay, so you're gonna want to come in from this angle.
Such a rapid movement, unfortunately not.
Oh, god damn it.
It's like 90 degrees, should be fine.
Oh, I can just try and slap him from the other side.
That is a 1 and a 7, so that's 3 passes.
Hey! Well done.
Best
That's
slap.
2 momentum generated. Well done, guys.
Yeah.
You just crack him across the features, which does cause him to kind of twist in place and just spit accidentally across the floor. There's just a wad of spittle impacting across the cobblestones, and as it kind of just hits, you watch the water freeze. You kind of twist from Alister, who kind of groggily turns back to you. You look up just into the window, and all you can see is this horrendous mass of just black. This small smoking morass of smoke slowly ebbing its way free from that window. And you just kind of look up at it, and just as you kind of stare, just a singular finger just pokes out, followed by another. A hand starts emanating out, followed by a second. You watch fingers just cracking around the exterior edge of the window. The wood immediately starts to just crack as large, deep nails dig into the wood.
We're gonna have to ditch the cart. We're gonna have to come back for it.
We can come back.
I need everyone to make a will resilience check, please.
I'm running.
Difficulty 2.
I have. Oh no, I do. I have a.
I say difficulty 2. Difficulty 2 for Jules. Difficulty 3 for Cecily, and difficulty 5 for Subil.
I hate you.
Will resilience, yeah.
I've got a resilience and immunity.
Immunity will not help you here.
But what does the immunity?
Immunity is basically immunity to disease.
So what about poisons? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, that type of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Feel free to do this in order to generate momentum. I'm happy for you to double back on any rolls you've already made.
We got 5 momentum right now.
I've got 2 passes with 2 10s.
What difficulty level?
3. Oh, I'm sorry. 3.
Nice.
I really hope I roll a natural.
I mean, I could do with momentum, but considering Sybil's is level 5.
Do you want to get 1 and then we'll leave the... We got 5, so... We got 5 momentum, so I think Cecily could buy 1 and then you could buy 2.
Yeah.
But how many do that? How many do you need, Billy?
He needs 5 successes.
5?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only way for him to get like all the dice he needed for 1 would be to have max momentum, which we just don't have. So you might as well sort of spread out a bit. I mean, we don't know. We might get multiple crits, and then all the momentum's regenerated.
That's what I'm hoping for, because I've only got 8, which is why I was hoping to get 1 more. 1 more dice, if I can.
So 3. So you, how many dice are you rolling?
3. Spend momentum to get 1 little extra bunny.
That's that's fine by me. Everyone else cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
Done. Go. Roll them bones.
Be good to me. Well, that's 1 success. And an 18, but that's not a complication.
Okay.
Well, I'm dead. It was nice knowing everyone.
You think you're dead? Let's see what Sybil's doing.
I'm sorry, Subil. After that, I probably should have just let you have that momentum.
Oh, no. It's truly okay.
First and foremost, I'll let you finish before I roll anything.
So, Billy, do you want the 2 extra dice?
Yes,
because you can't buy 3. We don't have enough for 3, so
okay.
2 extra dice.
You're gonna need at least a 1 on one of them.
No.
And the rest to be passes. Yeah. All right, 1 more. All right, Billy, you've got 2 more dice. 1 momentum is left, which you can't use to buy anything.
Just go. Speedball.
Roll them bones.
That's a 9 and a crit.
Nice. Okay. So
God.
2 more successes.
2 more successes.
Two more. Come on, Billy.
No,
Come on.
Roll. What if it doesn't? Oh, no,
Roll the bones.
You can do it. I'm leaving you.
Ben is not entertained by this.
No, I don't.
Ben was hoping we'd all fail miserably.
Roll them bones. Come on. Roll them bones.
Oh, that's a crit and a 2.
Yeah, that's over.
Hey, well done.
Oh my god. Oh my god! I just just in case you didn't. Oh my god! I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't care. Oh my god!
Never show me that desk again.
You regenerated 1 momentum.
Hey!
I have fought this monster, or you can't scare me this time. You fucking hands. Oh my god!
I'll give you the fallback before I let you react. First and foremost, Cecily, you take 7 mental stress.
Ooh.
And I need to ask you what your resilience score is.
Oh, fuck.
Do you know what my resilience is on my little character sheet? It's this, Ben.
is that? You are also stunned and do not get an action this turn.
That's fine. I'm happy just to be immobile.
How much?
You take an
How
injury,
much stress was that? Yeah,
I assume. What courage do you have?
What
How
courage
much
do I have?
courage?
How much stress did I take?
7.
I think I'm dead because apparently my stress is only 4.
Your stress will have gone back up to maximum between the last couple of trips.
Oh, okay. In which case, what is my maximum stress?
It will be your resilience plus either your will or your brawn.
Oh,
whichever
okay.
is higher.
Whichever's higher.
Okay, that's fine. So that's fine. So I take that. Okay, I'm down to 2. That's fine. Okay.
How much courage do you have?
Courage. None.
Okay, that's definitely an injury then.
Yay.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. We'll just track that at the moment. If you can just scribble down an injury of invading presence.
Ooh, that sounds very exotic for an injury.
I know. For all of you, you watch as these hands continue to just snap out. You watch fingers crack and break, wrists bend around in angles that shouldn't work, and the just wood of the carriage slowly be taken apart. Several of you kind of step back. You watch as Cecily stares directly into it and just goes white. Her body freezing in place and just stopping as she shakes, her fingers barely reacting to any motion. Bismarck beside her, stopping to having ceased barking and just cowering and whimpering at her back at this point. Alister just kind of screams out, draws his blade, and just kind of stands in front of Cecily, between the carriage and her, just screaming at the void inside. Jules, Subil, you both pass somewhat spectacularly. How do you react?
I think we need to leave. I think I might be taking Cecily's hand and dragging her away from the cart, just away in kind of the direction I know where the underground pub is. If you can make me a quick, we'll say, reason survival, please. Difficulty 1, as you know the city quite well. That's 2 parses.
Parses. Awesome.
Parses. Pass. Pass. 2 pass.
You generate 1 momentum. You
Two
generate 1 momentum, and you just kind of grab Cecily and start charging off, disappearing into the street where you can already see the crowd that had previously just kind of stopped forming has now, several people have stopped again, their attention is drawn back. The door to the Protectorate is left open. You kind of glance back as you see one of the guards just stepping back out to try and work out what the hell's going on from the screaming. Subil? What are you doing?
I'm running. I
Just
passed the
taking
check, but that's enough to allow
Are
my legs.
you're
to
not
move.
going to take whatever with us? James' character with us.
Alister.
that guy.
Alister has passed.
Oh,
His test.
I'm not. I wouldn't. Quite. Alistair, I'm so sorry, but I would not be thinking about Alistair right now.
You just turn and bolt away, following after Jules and Cecily. You kind of get this look over Cecily as she's just being dragged away. Please, Lynn, you're shaken to your core. Voices are continuing to just plow into your mind, and you can just hear this whisper in the back, grating against your sanity.
I mean, like, Jules has me by one hand, so I'm just there, like, with one hand over my ear, just, like, blubbing, I'm weeping, I'm a sniffling, like, shaking wreck. I can't stop crying, I can't focus on the ground. All I have at the moment is just Jules's hand just leading me. I'm unaware of any crowds that might be around me, vaguely aware of Bismarck, because he's the closest thing I have, and just sobbing my way through the streets, like going, no, please.
It would be so sweet.
Just not
Just
go. Go away. Just leave me. No, don't want to hear it right now.
And with that, you are just dragged into the crowd. Sybil passing just steps behind you. Bismarck sprinting away, cowering and howling. And Alister, feet back, blade just drawn in the crowd, wildly shouting abuse at anyone that gets within arm's reach of him as you just part the crowd and leave the area, disappearing off into the city streets, heading back down towards Faithview Hills, where you know your friends lie. And as you kind of pass away, tearing off into the distance, the rest of the crowd just kind of stops, staring down, just trying to work out what the hell's going on, as they look over at the horseless carriage that just lies inert behind the Protectorate offices.
Oh, that's what.
And it is there.
Don't have any
We're going
horses.
to disappear off for 10 to 15 minutes for a break.
Just while I steady my nerves.
Oh no!
They've eaten our horses.
They got our horses. That motherfucker! Those things are
What
expensive.
people call.
This is why we
That's
shouldn't name our
the fan.
horses. Ben explicitly did say that at the beginning of the session.
I'm more annoyed because they were expensive.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be a bitch to replace.
Perfect. But yeah, as I say, we will let everyone steady their nerves for a moment, and we will be back in 10 to 15 minutes to continue on and see how both Edlynnne and Jack are getting on in the outskirts of Southskirt.
Not great.
Bear with us. We will be back. Hello again, everyone. Sorry for the delay on popping back in. My entire internet decided that it just didn't exist for about 5 minutes there, so I do apologize for the delay. Clearly, it was the collective hatred of the party deciding to just... Right.
Oh, boy.
As we were. So, with half the group disappearing into the streets of Southhurt, we closed the scene, allowing everyone to regenerate their stress and removing one momentum from the pool, and pass back into the field outside of Southhurt, where we find Edlynnne and Jack, just kind of holding Sam's body as they continue to just convulse. Their eyes now locked solely on yourself, Edlynnne. The rest, even as the kind of rest of the body twitches and shakes and snaps in place, the chest just kind of thrusting up, arms snapping to the sides and shaking with every passing moment, the foam in their mouth just building up and billowing out, tinged with silver. What are you doing?
I mean, me personally, I'm panicking. Edlynnne is also probably panicking. What am I saying?
So, it's like he stopped channeling. That's the feel in the air, like he stopped channeling. So
as more time passes, just second by second, the heaviness in the air passes and it just returns to normal. You can feel the warmth of the sun on you, warmer than it's been in, you realize just by standing there, weeks. Since you left the northern portions of Dowry nearly 2 months ago now.
I mean, I was
Okay.
He continues they continue to convulse. They take 2 points of stress. I need actions from you both.
I don't have any medicine training.
It's like he's having so it looks like he's having a seizure, right?
That would be the assumption you make.
Oh god, then there's nothing we can really do with a seizure. They just got to sort of play it out. But okay, I mean, he's foaming at the mouth. We just put him on his side and just let the foam sort of make its way out of his mouth.
Yeah, okay. I'll do that. I'll just put him on his side. I don't know. You
make a coordination medicine check, difficulty 1.
Oh, fuck's sake! I don't fucking have
Can I
medicine.
assist? Because
yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Okay. Coordination medicine. Coordination. That's cool.
I mean, I'm going for a
medicine,
grand
so
total
it's
of
just
9 here, so.
Go roll. That's a no.
That's a 1 pass from me. That's a 9. I literally got a 9 and a 10.
That's all needed.
That's fine. You lay Sam down and try to just place them on their sides where they continue to convulse, and you just do your best to stabilize and just let the seizure happen whilst providing what little care you can. Their body continues to twitch and shake. You watch the foam just fall onto the soil, and just kind of immediately start to be absorbed in. As it makes contact with the grass, you just watch the grass blades of green harden and slowly turn to stone.
Stone?
They continue to kind of shake, and as they do, they fling their head forward and just impact into these small blades of stone now.
Oh, God.
Where the foam of their blood kind of mixed.
Scrape all of that, just pull up dirt and scrape the ground away so they're not bloody doing that. Right? Yeah.
You lean down, you just kind of scrape it free. And as you're kind of doing so, there's a moment, Edlynnne, as you're kind of just stepping back from Sam, kind of feeling this, like you should be doing more. There's a quick flash, just an instant where the whole world goes grey.
Oh no.
And then snaps back to normality. And then again, as Sam just kind of shakes and quivers, another wave of the seizure passing over their body. Again, the world snaps to grey. The ground under your feet feels very alien and insubstantial. You can see no colour apart from off in the very, very far distance, where just past Sam and Jack, kind of cresting the horizon, you see the dimmest flashes of purple light edging out and just slowly creeping towards you. Jack, you feel the exact same sensation.
Yay.
The seizure passes, snaps back to normality. Jack's Sam's body kind of lays still for a second before immediately kind of thrashing back once again, and Grey overtakes the area.
This is
out of character.
As even the slightest impact of sound leaves Edlynne's mouth just for a moment, there is this damning kind of welling in the air, as if things are you just feel kind of this rush of heat pushing towards you, and that dim light on the horizon flashes and intensifies and draws closer at a single step, as if chasing down towards you. You add 1 chaos to the pool.
That's what I thought it would be.
As another flash, and everything returns back to normal just for a moment.
In that quick moment, can I just take my sword out? Because it's going to make sound if I take the sword out anyway. So I want to do it in that moment where we're back to normal.
Yep. Grab your blade, draw that free, and just kind of twist in place, looking around. Again, there's another wave of the seizure that passes over. The light changes, the grey falls. Anything from yourself, Jack?
So nothing immediately looks like it's gonna come get us. It's just
you can just see the grey hills of the world spread out in front of you. You see the walls of Southhurt broken and destroyed in this kind of grey expanse, and these flashes of flashes of purple light and black just slowly kind of creeping towards you. Rolling clouds and large tendrils of darkness that just spread across the land at the far edges. And
this is
all in every direction.
Okay. And the light, so it's like a border?
Make an insight either spend a point of momentum or make an insight observation check of 2.
I will make an insight observation check. Insight 9 observation. Okay, so 11. That is 1 success.
The flash of purple seems to be emanating from every direction, as if arcs of lightning dancing across the sky. They do distinctly seem to be coming. That there's a increase in the level of light from the east, but there's only something you briefly notice. It's not enough to give you all the information, sadly.
Okay, hang on. I'm looking at map. So we were coming from the south.
You're heading south. You came from the north.
We're heading south. We left Southhurt from the north.
As you kind of map that in your head, there's another flash, and Sam's body snaps back, impacts heavily into the dirt.
Okay.
There is a rush, and you both feel this, a rush of heat that just pulls in from the grey past both of you and slams into Sam. And as it hits, the world snaps back to normal. You see their body kind of cool into itself, and then instants later snap into another seizure as that just wave of energy is released from them again.
Okay, I'm gonna.
And you realise just as it's going, it's boom, 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 boom. Like a great ethereal heartbeat just tearing through the air around you.
I'm gonna take off my jacket, bundle it up, and try and put it sort of under their head in a way, so when they're thrashing, they're not slamming their head on the ground. It's something soft and.
Anything? Yeah.
So,
you start bundling that up, throwing your jacket off as you go. Anything from Edlynnne?
If Jack's kind of, there's only so much we can do to help Sam, because I've got no medicine, and I doubt there's anything. I've got nothing to help.
Yeah, all we can really do is just sort of let the seizure pass and make it so they can't hurt themselves whilst they're thrashing. Annoying, unfortunately.
Yeah, so
Okay,
I was
in
just
that
gonna,
case.
I was just going to keep a watch out, really. There's nothing much I can do because I've put myself in that position again, so that's fine.
Absolutely fine. As you kind of bundle up your jacket, you move under Sam, just raise their head for a moment, having to literally grab it. As you touch them, there is them, and the kind of that wave of heat from the grey impacts into their body again. It rushes up your arm, and you just feel this sudden stinging agony burn into your hand and then rush through your entire body, passing through your chest. You feel your heartbeat stop. Just for a moment, just everything in your body ceases. Edlynnne, you see as Jack cradles Sam for a moment and just dropping to one knee. Jack, I need you to make a brawn resilience check of 3.
Oh, that's what I'm good at least. Brawn resilience. Yeah, no, I'm good at that. That's okay. I won't take momentum. I'll just flat roll this because. Thank you, Lord. That is, this will depend on if it's a crit or not. Does discipline or what's that other one? Fortitude.
Yep, fortitude will help you here.
Then that is 3 successes.
Wonderful. You hold yourself there for a moment as that energy just kind of pushes into your body and then just pulses out again, passing as quickly as it came. It still hurts like hell. Your entire body kind of resetting, your muscles tightening and going lax, as you too rapidly demonstrate the signs of the seizure, dropping back, just managing to keep Sam's head carried in your hand. Edlynnne, from your perception, you see Jack drop, and as he does, the grey again disappears into Sam, pushes out through Jack in just this wave of heat, and you see the seizure for Sam stop. Their body starts to kind of reassert itself. You see their eyes steady and their breathing start to restart in a more stable manner. And then as Jack just manages to hold on for a moment, there's another pulse and the whole world starts to kind of try to go grey. You just see it flicker and emanate, these wisps of power streaking off of Jack's body as he holds Sam in hand. Jack.
Yes.
I need you to now make a will resilience check.
Okay.
Of 5.
Of 5.
Use some momentum.
I would like to do that. It's actually high. It's actually even better than my brawn resilience, which is surprising. Okay.
Quick question: can difficulty go any higher than 5, or is this just the number that you've chosen to roll with for this?
Difficulty is normally capped at 5, except in exceptional circumstances.
Okay, cool.
I would like to, if it's okay with everybody, I will, because we've only got 3 momentum, and I would really like 2 dice to have a total of 4 dice for this.
You let me have dice. Please take what you need.
It's our dice. I'm just the one keeping count.
You can borrow have my dice. Here, take them.
Oh, thank you.
Don't give him more dice.
My dice.
Okay.
He will
I will.
hold them forever.
You did.
Now use them and succeed.
Okay, 4 dice. Here we go. Okay, well, on the bright side, no complications.
Yay.
But it's only 3 successes.
That's still more than half.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably going to suck still. But
not as bad as it could have done.
Not as bad as it could have done.
Probably going to be agony, but at least...
it won't suck. It'll just be absolute agony. Oh, that's the damage I'm taking. It's really good the tanker's dealing with this.
Yeah.
Oh boy. That dead face of, and we're doing maths for 20 seconds is not at all
God.
scaring me. Thank
That's the
fuck
face.
we had
Lots of numbers adding up.
What courage do you
Thank
have?
fuck. Courage.
Yep.
Do courage of 2.
You take 8 mental stress.
Oh.
Think of it as just more XP. Think of it as more XP.
Okay.
Edlynnne, you watch as
Sorry.
Jack's body just twists backwards and a voiceless scream burns out from his mouth. And as it does, you watch this white hot light burn out from his mouth, his eyes, his nose, just every orifice on his face just bursts out. His body starts shaking, and you watch the ends of his fingertips, the edges of his clothing start to just shiver and shake as if becoming insubstantial. Slowly, you watch his entire body start to disappear as the world starts to reassert itself around you, and the bright greens and colors of the world burn back into vision, cutting out from the gray. You watch the edges of him disappear into it.
This is.
I assume you are not on 0 stress, Jack.
No, you halved me.
You watch him just quiver and shake as he continues just to push through all of it and never let go of Sam, who, as he continues to shake and drop to his second knee, to the point where he's just reeling back, staring into the sky and screaming, this light burning into the air.
Mm-hmm.
Sam pulls themselves up and just wraps their arms around him.
I mean, I was going to try to grab him as well to try to keep him into this kind of.
Yeah. You and Sam both kind of lunge towards him. Sam immediately just hugging Jack around the chest, their small arms shaking from the exertion of movement as they just try and pin him there. You rush up and grab him yourself, immediately feeling the weight of this unearthly force trying to tear you from reality itself. Immediately again, you just feel this rushing pain, cold heat burning from Jack's body into yours.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to both make a will resilience check of 3.
Oh, there's no momentum.
And I'm guessing immunity won't help this either, will it?
No.
Didn't think so.
Will, fortitude, or discipline?
Discipline will.
Okay. So that's
Resilience. Okay, wait.
So, oh no, what am I doing? No. So
I'm not even checking that dice. The dice fell. Another dice fell. Okay, one more dice. That's 1 pass from me.
same. Oh fuck!
We're gonna die. We are gonna die.
This is it.
It was nice knowing you guys, honestly.
We were
It's been
supposed to
great.
protect these people.
I really wish I got to know all of you guys so much better, but unfortunately it seems like our time has come.
Oh, how much damage there, Ben?
Ben, that last lot of damage, was that before or after armor? The 8 damage?
That was after your courage kicked in.
Yeah, I figured. I just wanted to double check.
You only take 4 damage.
Oh.
Okay, that's
Cutting
halved
through
again.
all armor.
Oh, that's piercing.
As you feel again that energy kind of just pushing through all of you, no longer focused on just one person, it spreads out. The white hot intensity of trying to of what you feel like yourself trying to push something away. This unfathomable presence pushing down on you is slowly being pushed back by every ounce of your being. And again, you just feel yourselves burning up from the intensity of it. As the last lick of heat pushes out from your body, through your fingertips, through your eyes, through your mouth, you drop to the floor, exerted and spent, as the light of the world just once again steadies itself, and the sun shines once again above you. The cool kiss of the grass and the dew on it rubs against your faces as you just kind of collapse to your knees into the dirt. The three of you just lying there for a moment.
Oh boy.
If you, I believe you took an injury there at the very least, Jack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
As you kind of start to steady yourself, Edlynnne, you just quickly look over Jack's face and you see around his eyes, his nose, and his mouth, the hair around his mouth has just been burnt away, leaving him this weird, like, kind of chin strap from the rather large beard he had previously that had been growing over the last few days. Has just burnt away. You've got facial scarring from your injury. It is kind of a first-degree burn, just running around the external edges of your eyes, your nose, and your mouth from this intense heat.
able to still grow hair?
Time will tell.
We'll find out. Okay,
Chalice,
cool.
the beard series. Let's just see how long it takes Jack to get his beard back.
Yeah. Oh boy.
And as you kind of steady yourselves, Sam very, very slowly tries to pick themselves up. And as they do, you can see this kind of light just behind their eyes as they look over you, tears having welled up around the exterior edge. And immediately kind of you watch as ice starts to form around their hands, and you feel the familiar sensation of channeling reasserting itself as Sam just slowly starts drawing energy back into them. And they kind of just look at you, and again just make the single kind of symbol for I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, can I just pick him up and just hold him? That's
his
me.
hat.
No, I'm picking him up.
Take
man.
his hand.
No, I'm picking him up, man. You can't. No.
Okay.
No. You got us into this mess. No.
The three of you just kind of, as they apologize, neither of you give them the opportunity to finish the movement, and you both just kind of lean forwards, and the three of you just kind of grip onto one another in a warm embrace around, sat in just the small edge of this small field, the grass around you having burnt away, and small outcroppings of rock just pushing out nearby, spikes of obsidian having burst from the earth in your
We
vicinity.
did get our cool crop circle in the end.
Careful what you wish for.
Meanwhile,
No, that wasn't a. Oh. Talking about them.
Yeah, we're done with our stuff. Back into your shit.
back
Oh boy.
in Southhurt proper, the three of you, or four of you, charge through Chapel Market, this bustling open-air market of stalls serving all variety of delicacies from across Dowry, worked metals from Siegheim, and the latest and alchemical wonders from the College of Lakeview mean nothing to any of you as you just plough through the edges of that small market. Alister having pushed ahead at this point, having not forced to drag anyone, and just screaming at anyone who kind of gets in the way as he just forces his way through the crowd, cutting your path down to the south towards Old Town and Faithview Hills. There's a bridge line out in front of you where you can see kind of just people milling around. As more than enough commotion is starting to build up around you as you just kind of have people thrown out in your direction and you just sprint through the streets. Mercifully, if nothing else, as you've been going, Cecily, the voice just kind of grinding into the back of your head to the point where you almost feel fingernails driving through your hair and into the back of your scalp. Stop. It just falls silent. and all you can hear is your own kind of voice burning out of your mouth as you scream in denial, and the crowds around you just shouting out, "Hey, watch yourselves!" as Alister just bellows abuse at everyone, and you just continue charging off. Need actions from everyone.
Okay.
As you kind of come up to the bridge.
The voices have stopped. Okay. The voices have stopped.
Definitely stopping to take a breather.
Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. Let's slow down for a second. And it's Mark,
Well,
and I'll just pet the dog, and I'm just like, I need some fluff right now. And Alister, please, shh. It's so loud.
What was going on there? What?
There were just voices in my head, and they wouldn't be quiet, and they were clawing in and trying to get into my brain, and they just wouldn't stop. They just and then they just went, and now it's like they weren't there, but they're gone for a blessing. They're gone.
That's kind of the same thing that I had when I was in the little town place.
Yeah, I think something's, trying to do something to her. I don't know what it is.
Why us?
I don't know.
As you, as you're kind of stood there, just trying to collect yourselves for a moment, the people in the market nearby, having yourselves just forcing through them for a small amount of time. You realise that there are a few people that have been knocked out of the way, making their way towards you.
Oh.
Right, we gotta go. We gotta go.
Okay, let's
Gonna go somewhere safe.
Right, and maybe if we can stop Alister from yelling quite so much, that would probably be a.
Where's Subil?
Around somewhere. He blends in
He's nearby.
Yeah.
You can see him. He's stopped a short distance from you, having been quite happily chasing after you. As you kind of note him...
After running away from the thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't really chasing after them, but...
Okay, sorry.
It was just meaning I wasn't really thinking about direction or tactics at the time. I was just running away. But I probably would have subconsciously followed. But go on.
Yeah, that's more or less where I was going with it. And as you you just stand there, you just hear raised voices to your back as you turn back to Subil. Glance back and you can see Alister having just grabbed a protectorate guard who made their way up to him, just fingers deep into kind of the scruff of his neck, cursing, spittle just flying out at this the protectorate's face. Just this quite large man, very neatly trimmed beard, just kind of grimaces down at him, forces Alister off, and you just get this moment where you see his hand dart into his jacket.
Oh.
Get the fuck off me! Who do you think you are? You guys have
I'm gonna. Oh, shit. Okay. I'm gonna shout. I'm gonna kind of snap out of it and go back into kind of alt survival mode. I'm gonna turn around and go, "Oh, I'm so sorry. We've just some guy's just stolen all of our stuff. He's running through the crowd. We've been chasing. Please, you gotta help us. I'm so sorry. Please, you gotta help us. Please. They're taking all our stuff, all our cash, all our food, all of our rations, everything. They're running. Please, we gotta go." As
you just kind of string off in front of him, is there anything from Cecily or Jules? Anything either of you want to do as kind of...
Just stood behind Subil, nodding vehemently.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything from Jules?
Yes.
I'm going to be an observer and just really look out for everyone and see if anyone's following us. What kind of, people that I've seen popping up again. I don't know, anyone just kind of following us, really.
You kind of glance back into the crowd, and you can see numerous faces just watching you. The chaos of your kind of movement into the area, and now the raised voices that are emanating out moments before, you've drawn the attention of as many people as are able to hear you. If I can get from Subil and assisted by Cecily, a will persuasion check, please.
Okay. I only get one little dice for this, right?
Correct.
Oh, this is going to be great fun because I have no persuasion.
You got this.
Rhetorical deception help out.
Rhetorical.
Which charm will we'll say.
Okay, right.
No, none of my. Nothing is gonna. I don't think explosives are gonna help in this situation.
Yeah.
That's why I've got a
we'll get to that.
speciality in.
That's
I
plan
mean,
You are in a market.
Oh, no.
I'm not gonna blow up any markets.
just
We've
but
learned
you've
the
got all
hard
things
way.
yeah, but you can put all of the things to make an explosive. Yeah.
I did not pass. I got a 10. I'm afraid. I only had 7 to go on.
Dibble.
That is a 2 and an 8. So rhetoric and deception would
Yeah,
either...
they'll both play him.
Okay. So if I get a 2, is that crit?
That's a crit.
So that's 3 successes.
Wonderful.
Hey!
Yay!
Cool.
Generate
Maybe
2
one thing
I
momentum.
I'm
nod a
good
bit too eagerly.
Generate 2
Momentum.
momentum.
done.
As the protector just kind of steps back, you can see his hand was already on his baton, and you just kind of casually push Alister back, who withdraws his hand, eyes just darting from the protectorate to the bridge. And the guard just kind of glances at each of you. Just get the fuck out of here now.
I'm not even going to acknowledge him. I'm just going to go, have you seen him? Have you seen him? He's got green. And just kind of start sort of jogging in the direction that I was running before, hoping that Alister is following.
You just kind of peel out of there as a group and make your way over the bridge. Fairly easily, if you're looking for... I assume you're going to kind of go off and look for somewhere a little bit quieter.
We are going to go to the bar if we can.
Mm-hmm. You start
as long
making...
as that is quieter.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You make your way into Old Town, crossing over the large bridge into kind of the more residential, older portion of the city, where you can see kind of wood and low levels of kind of brick and stone buildings, kind of making up the majority of the area. In addition, in stark contrast to the worked stone and kind of red brick of Newtown and Chapel Market. Tracking along the edge of the canal or the river that runs from the kind of northern portion of Dowry through Southhurt and into the Great Central Sea. You just follow that, just kind of blending back into the crowd. And knowing that the bar is still a little bit of a distance off and it's still quite early in the day for them, you know, for example, Jules, that they tend to open their doors a little bit later. Just as they're trying to keep appearances low, they don't like to have too many daytime visitors. With that, you just kind of quietly make your way along for a small period of time until you come to an alleyway that just runs into a small open courtyard where you can see a couple of cafes serving food in that nice open space, people sitting and drinking. You just blend straight in and no one seems to pay you any mind. The smell of coffee and warm baked goods just kind of floats on the wind slightly, and the coolness of the air works with the kind of warmth of the sun, and there's just feeling of peace. The pressure of fret no longer builds on your back, at least not for the moment. Alister kind of steps into the area, kind of just glaring out at everyone and just leaning against a wall, and just places his left hand on his chest so you can just see him kind of feeling his heart just breathing deeply and just kind of taking a breath in a moment. And what of the rest of you?
Well, guys, I've kind of got you to the area that we need to go to meet the people we need to know to get Edlynnne, Jake, and Sam to get here. However, they're more of an afternoon kind of place.
Okay.
So we have time here to get any supplies and stuff like that, just to waste time, honestly.
I'm in a real shopping mood at the moment.
Well, shopping therapy, that's a thing.
We
Like,
do need to get some
people
things.
Do that? I don't know.
And we can use the money that we got at the bar off of the guys to, replenish some stuff.
As you're kind of talking, Alister just kind of leans off the wall. So, I'm sorry, are we not gonna fucking talk about that?
This is what I mean. Alister, come on.
What the fuck was that? Who the hell are you people?
Yeah.
I really don't know what any of it is, but it's a thing that happens and it's terrifying and I don't understand it and I want to get away from it, but I'm stuck with this lot, much like you are, and there's not really a lot I can do about it.
Well then, but they're not even here. They're not even here.
I know they're not even here, but it seems to just be chasing everyone in this group for whatever reason. I don't know. No one's ever explained it to me either.
He just kind of looks over each of you. So, you're just being pursued. I mean, is this the thing I saw in the fucking bar? Back at the strangest of places?
Quite possibly.
If there's ice and hands and weird voices and your reflections go weird, then yes, I think. But I don't know what it is.
It was just an arm. It snapped through a fucking window and pulled a guy out of it. It was like he was never even there in the first place.
Yeah, I'm surprised you only saw one arm, to be quite honest.
Thankfully, I have not had arms, but I've had the voices. And there was a place, and it was great, and you can't talk there.
Nope,
Otherwise, the purple stuff comes for you. I'm not making much sense, but none of this makes sense.
Is there anything we can do to help?
I honestly don't know.
Yeah,
I have a feeling that
think about is to help is the people we're trying to run from.
I have a feeling the child has something to do with it, but I also have a feeling that all this was well underway before I joined the group.
Wait, so how long has this been going on?
When at least since Dowry.
Yeah.
Poppy Burrow, I think, was the first time anything like this.
Oh, I wasn't with you guys at that stage.
No.
So this people can kill us?
Think
I'm
so?
not there.
Not really a
Talking.
person, per se.
It's a presence? Or
Or
it's like there's like another plane of existence and then stuff that comes from that.
What?
Yeah, way to make it sound like we're all sane, Cecily. It's
difficult.
Alister just
If we knew what it was and where it was exactly, then that would give us a starting point. But all we know is just this weird stuff that's following us, and it's terrifying. And no matter where we go, it seems to be there, and it's
never
it's
quite has the
exhausting.
consideration to explain its maniacal plans. It just,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
just kind of stares into the heavens for a moment and kind of glances at the nearby bar, the nearby kind of little cafes, and the eyes that are slowly drawing over to you, kind of making a bit of a commotion, mostly kind of the raised voices. And he just kind of mutters to himself, one of these places is going to serve a stronger drink. And he just kind of marches off towards the nearest cafe.
I say we leave
Yeah.
just for a moment.
Give him some space.
We'll hear him yell.
Yeah.
We didn't hear you yell, Jules.
No, but you did hear everyone be quite upset when I slapped an old lady. I feel so bad.
You slapped an old lady?
She was reaching for me. She had needles.
Ugh.
Whoa.
I didn't know it was her. I just turned around and I slapped her.
I'm
Sure
not
people
letting Alister walk
worse.
out of my sight. I'd let him walk off for some space, but I'm keeping an eye.
You kind of just watch as he walks into the cafe, and this lovely young thing kind of approaches him and asks him if he wants a table, and he just points at the bar and kind of is led over there, and you see a couple of glasses just get laid down in front of him, rapidly filled with his kind of poison of choice. He just works through 3 shots in quick succession.
Yeah, that'll work. Okay.
Alright, so we need to talk to my guy, talk to Ginger Beer, ask for help to get the others to come in. So then we need to then go on a boat to go somewhere to give some vaccine to then come all the way back. Why are we taking all of us there if we're only going to come back?
Well, I guess some people could stay here. I mean, the contract I have says that there's 5 of us and the child. So,
So
if people want...
If we're coming back through this way, though.
Oh, yeah.
Or if we'll be welcome.
That's true.
Ah!
It might just be easier for the group to stick together.
Ah!
I mean, someone could always stay on the boat. Pending?
You
dare say it's just...
As you're kind of all stood there just talking for a moment, you just hear kind of a rustle of feathers nearby, and a few birds that were kind of nestling nearby, kind of just picking pieces of bread off the floor and a small pastry that a young lady is kind of sat there with her parents, just ripping up the edges of a croissant and just throwing that on the floor as her parents just kind of talk in the background. And this kind of bevy of pigeons, he says, not knowing the plural for pigeons.
Pidgey, it's definitely Pidgey.
Pidgey.
It's like cactus.
Kind of descend and just peck away. And just as they start eating, there's a flutter, and another pigeon just kind of descends down from a nearby gas light and lands in the middle of them, pecking away. And you can see just kind of like strapped around its neck is a small pouch.
As I'm just imagining AC/DC's Back in Black playing whilst his pigeon lands.
That's what's happening.
As it does, Subil, your eye just kind of flicks over to it, and you recognize your messenger pigeon, the one that you'd left behind in a kill port about 4 days ago. Just kind of land there, peck away, and after a few moments, kind of just glance up at you. And immediately just kind of flutters over and just lands on your shoulder.
Know that?
I knew he was alive.
Oh, yeah. This is pending.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, sorry.
We have a pet
pending.
pigeon.
The war hero of a pigeon that you will never live up to value. You must respect pending, right?
Right.
Where have you been? We could have used you.
As you kind of look at it, you realise that the pouch is full.
Oh, hey.
Good little note there. What does it say?
Alright. I'm trusting you in this spending.
Someone left some money to us in a trust, because that would be very useful.
You just kind of unravel it. And there's just a few words kind of written on there in very, very elegant handwriting. You had your opportunity, Subil.
What does it say?
At this point, you are responsible for what happens next. Signed, Inquisitor Juliana Krautst.
What does it say there, Subil?
So pending is a traitor.
I called this so much. I said this as soon as we saw pending. I said this fucking thing's a traitor.
Yeah,
first got this, and you were like, "No, Max, it's not a traitor. That'd be a stupid thing." No,
pending's a war hero.
Juliana's probably got some really nice grain.
They bribed pending. Mm-hmm. They gave him some grade A grain, as you said, and he's now delivering messages for the Inquisition.
What does it say there, Subil?
Angry pigeon. It's just between us.
He speaks pigeon.
I think he speaks Pigeonese. Wow.
Surreptitiously,
I think he
just
thinks
off
he
to the
can.
corner in the bar, Alister just kind of glances over, sees Subil talking to a pigeon, reaches over the counter, and rather than waiting to be poured, he just takes the bottle and quietly fills his drink back up.
Just out of character, I think there's just an excuse for Ben to get drunk on stream.
I think he's had enough of it.
That's for the.
I think
That's
the
for a
pigeon's
yet to
pushed
be
him too far.
decided event. We get drunk on stream.
Oh, man.
No.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I knew Pandy was a joker.
I'm gonna roll up the little piece and just put it away. Just
Hang on to it.
What does it say?
It's time to go. Where's the bar? We should.
Now it doesn't
Find out
open
quick.
really.
Well, then we should
that-
find the owners. Let's go.
Right, that much of a rush. Got it?
Cool.
Do we not want to go shopping first? Like pick up
You're welcome
supplies?
to, but I want to get out of the city and get out of here rather quickly.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, you are. I'm gonna go to the door.
You just head off as a little group and start making your way towards towards where you know Ginger Beer to be lurking. You spend a little bit of time kind of making your way back along the edge of the canal or the edge of the river until just lurking very much on the edge of Faith View Hills, just over the water with its own little dock and a small set of boats kind of bobbing on the outskirts. You see the sign for the oil lantern. The door kind of quiet, just closed, the windows just open into a kind of an empty bar, which you know full well is a small, dingy affair with maybe 24 chairs and one table between them, an old leaky set of kind of taps, poor beer, poor man's beer, and whiskey that would insult the poorest of whiskey drinkers, kind of served just behind. And that just behind that facade, lurking beneath, lies the true oil lantern and everything you hope to find. You just kind of make your way up to the door, give a light, as we return to Edlynnne and Jack.
Have we not suffered enough?
Apparently
yet.
not, no.
No.
I had my face burnt off.
The three of you kind of pull off from one another and just separate. Sam was kind of knelt on the ground between the two of you, looking up with just kind of very sad eyes, especially as they kind of then just start rapidly looking on their person, their hands kind of flying around, before noticing, still kind of gripped in Edlynne's offhand, her sword still kind of near her right, the bear just kind of very feverishly gripped, and Sam just kind of reaches out for them.
I just hand him the bear straight away. Like, yeah, give him like a look over to see if there's like any injuries I kind of need to cover up, but also hand him the bear as well.
There's lines of dried silvery blood kind of down from the nose and the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that there's a bit of damage on the tongue where they look to have bitten it.
Can I do the mother thing, just trying to wipe the dry blood away? Like, literally, like, just like, mother.
Easily,
So I
you
can
just
try
take the edge of your sleeve and just start wiping the blood off, as they just bring the bear in and just kind of grip it very tightly. That coolness that's been kind of following you for so long, reasserting itself in the air around you. And Jack, you just become, at this point, very, very aware, having made that connection, that at this point, that Sam is definitively channeling.
So he is channeling at this moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
You still see the shakiness and weakness to their limbs as they just kind of pull away a little bit as Edlynnne just cleans them up.
After that agony bringing back some horrible memories, the flask.
You just reach into your pocket and pull out your hit flask. Just you try to unscrew it, and you find your hands are kind of very heavily shaking. And it takes you a few maneuvers to try and actually unscrew the top before just necking down quite a bit of the liquid inside. If you can make it was rum, I seem to remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think Jack cares.
That's kind of the point.
Off of Isaac, I think it was in the bottle.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That was
If you can just make a brawn resilience check for me, difficulty 1.
Brawn resilience, difficult. Okay.
Rolling for tolerance.
Yeah, that's 2 successes.
2 successes, and
Just.
absolutely fine. Regain your resilience and health.
Hell yeah. So it's 5 health back.
And an additional +1. So resilience +1.
Resilience +1, so that's 6 hit points.
As you kind of steady your nerves with it and kind of you de-stress a little bit, unfortunately you do dull your senses a little bit, and you can just feel that kind of soft sensation of numbness starting to make its way along your body. Your complication range is just increased by 1 until the end of this scene.
Yeah.
But the 3 of you just kind of sit there for a moment. You can start to hear the wind again and the distant sounds of the city on the air. You can see people making their way down the street, down the kind of northern roads. For the first time in days, you see people making their way down the northern roads towards the city.
Do they just look like people, or are they any kind of like wardens, inquisition?
You pull the flask down from your lips and you just kind of glance over. It's a small crowd of people, or a small kind of long line of them, making their way along towards the city itself. And it's just a varied mix.
Okay.
I mean, I'll let Jack just take the swig of his whiskey, not his whiskey, but I'll let him take a couple of drinks out of his flask, and I'll kind of look at him and be like, we should probably get going, because I don't think staying around here, even if it doesn't come back, I don't want to be spotted by guards.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No.
I'll get up and I'll pick up I'll pick up Sam. Not
Okay,
can't be strong enough to pick Jack. Let's be honest. Edlynnne is pick up Sam.
I've had angry mother has had enough of day.
Picks up Jack and Sam both arms, walks off, jumps over a fence effortlessly. What can I
Does
say?
a backflip.
Yeah, no, pick up Sam.
Does a backflip, lands it perfectly, no sweat.
Exactly, yeah. And no, pick up Sam. Jack can worry about himself. I'm kidding. No, yeah, pick up Sam.
You happily just pick Sam up, and Jack you stand and follow along. Which direction are you going?
I say just start making our way.
The original plan.
Back towards the camp and stuff. Had the original camp. Just going by the thing of they said if we didn't find you, they'll try and look you again. So there's no way of us. We can't risk going in really. So
no.
Do you want to just kind of continue along, just cutting through the fields, which is technically trespassing, or make your way onto the road and just start making your way up that way?
technically trespass, and if we get called up on it, just apologize. Say we were going for a walk.
Yeah, I can just pretend.
Then...
If you just like don't talk, I can just like speak to Guy and Rudy and like in Wishian like I normally do. I'll just do the whole Wishian technique, going me no speak Chalician, me speak Wishian, that kind of thing, you know.
Okay.
That's a tactic.
If you can just make me an agility stealth check, just difficulty 1. One of you can do it, the other one cannot. So make a decision between you.
I've got 11 altogether.
Mine's only 9. You go.
Yeah. That's just one pass.
That's absolutely fine. You make your way across the fields relatively unimpeded. You get kind of towards the edge of them when you're cutting towards, as you kind of come a little bit closer to where you set up camp. One of the western roads starts to kind of bring itself around the edge of that path onto the northern run, cutting down towards the city. You kind of hit the edge of the fence, and a couple of people just glance at you as they're kind of riding along on a laden carriage filled with kind of heavy barrels, donkeys pulling along. They just pass by you as you go to hop over. If you just make me a quick insight observation check, you can both make one. It's difficulty 2.
It's going to be bad, but let's go. Oh, 2 passes from me.
3 passes from myself.
Oh, show off.
Yeah, well done. That's 1 momentum. As they kind of pass by, you hear the 2 drivers just kind of making their way along. Hey, I wonder what they're doing. One of them just kind of mutters as they pass by. Oh, don't fucking bother them. Just let them do what they're doing. Well, they need to get down to the city quickly. It's not going to go that bad, John. Don't be fucking stupid, Stephen. We were held back for 4 fucking days. If it hasn't already turned, it'll turn shortly. Look, I'm sure the guards knew what they were doing. They blocked all passage from the northern roads. I don't care. Manhunt or not. We're busy. We've got shit to sell. Well, it is what it is, I suppose. And they just kind of keep trundling past you as they talk between themselves.
Okay, so they had to completely lock down the northern roads. Okay, we'll keep on going, I guess.
We'll store that. We'll remember that.
Yeah, put a pin in that.
You just make your way over the fences, kind of slowly, cautiously, especially Jack, and get back to the camp.
Please tell me doing backflips while holding a sandwich to show them how it's done. This is how you cross with a child.
Parkour!
Hardcore parkour!
You just kind of pass over and make your way across back to the camp, and just settle in this small clearing. Of course, none of your supplies have been left behind, so you just find a stump, and the 3 of you kind of just settle in for a moment. Sam, with this look of complete exhaustion, just settles down next to a fallen log and just kind of leans back, still clutching their bear to their chest, and just looks over at you and just motions the symbol for food.
I don't think we've got any.
You sent all of your supplies away with the carriage, fortunately.
I can always see if I can get a bunny rabbit or something. Or like just see if I can find something.
I trust you doing that more than I trust myself.
If you can give me a insight survival check, please. Mm-hmm. Difficulty 2.
Mm-hmm. This isn't the character of foraging. I have orienteering, so if I get lost, I can use that. Foraging isn't on this sheet. Say insight survival.
Insight survival.
Okay, come on. That's just a 1 pass there.
You spend a bit of time just foraging through the area, and You come across some wildlife, but by the time you kind of clock it, it's already taken off and disappeared back off into the underbrush. You make your way around, you find some mushrooms, some berries, but you don't know them well enough to assume toxicity if you can or can't eat them. The only thing you do manage, thankfully, with your kind of level of orienteering that kicks in, you do manage to eventually find a small river where you can at the very least fill your water skin. Sadly, you return back to the clearing with nothing but a small amount of water.
I try it, everything's really fast, and you know, lots of armor actually does make it kind of hard to chase after bunnies, but I've got some water.
I'll just hand over my flask. You want a drink?
Good. Good. You know, I don't really drink. And besides, you look like you need it more than I do, to be fair.
Probably a good idea. I wouldn't recommend starting.
Yeah, I'll leave that to you.
As you kind of return, Sam just looks at you kind of disappointed and dejected that you don't have anything, and as they kind of settle in and grip their bear tighter, they just kind of close into themselves a little bit, bringing their knees up to their chest and just resting their forehead kind of on the edge of on the tips of their knees, and just feel the sounds of the woods around you. As the three of you just kind of quietly sit there in silence, the only real sound that of Jack's flask slowly emptying.
I hate this
Back in the city. You knock on the door and get no response. You knock a few more times, and eventually you start to hear sounds of movement on the interior of the building. You bang a few more times, and eventually the door just kind of, you hear a couple of locks turning and a heavy piece of wood just grinding out of the way. The handle just shifts and it swings open, revealing this giant bear of a man. Kind of his body hidden behind this small leather apron that is frankly at least 2 sizes too small for him. A couple of dull blades just hanging off the edge of it. Heavy fingerless leather gloves wrapped around his hands, and this thick ginger beard that descends eagerly down to his belt, almost to the point where he could tuck it in if he really chose to. And this completely hairless head, which is just covered in nautical tattoos, ending in a small kind of ship's wheel that just sits in the middle of his forehead with northeast, south, and west plastered across it. He just swings the door open. Who the fuck are... Oh, Jules!
Hi there, hun. Have you lost weight?
No! And he
yeah.
and just gives you this enormous bear hug that kind of causes you to crumple into yourself a little bit.
Well, I don't usually ask for help, but this little martini is on the rocks, and I need your help. I got no one to turn to.
Drops you down, grips your shoulders in his hands, and just kind of holds you at a little bit of a distance and looks you over. Well, anything that's gone wrong, you can always come to me.
Aw, thank you, hun.
He just kind of pulls you directly into the bar, almost literally kind of unconsciously pushing you in. And he just steps in behind you, completely oblivious to the 3 people stood behind you.
Now, I've been through some adventure, but on my ways, I found some lovely gentlemen and a lovely madam here. Wait,
hello there.
Where's Alister? Is he not coming?
He will have followed after you. Yeah, he's just kind of very very kind of withdrawn into himself for the moment. As you're kind of talking, Gingerbeard just kind of partitions off from you, walks directly behind the bar, dragging out a bunch of mugs, literally holding 3 in one hand, slams them on the table, and just reaches into just behind his back where he draws a large bottle of whiskey and starts filling the mugs.
Yes.
At least about this deep.
Good.
Get in here! Come on, Ollie!
You are right. You are. I'll just sit on the bar rather than sit on a bar stool.
Yeah. You kind of hop up, positioning yourself in place. The rest of you, Alister moves in.
Yeah, I'm just sitting next to Alister and taking a very good glug of whiskey, and then just like, yes, I need it.
I'm not even sitting. I'm down in the mug.
Just fully loud.
Grab it.
Fully. And then I'm just gonna kind of eye the other ones on the table that people haven't drunk yet. I'm just gonna hold on to mine and just give Subil a bit of cider. Like, no, this is mine.
Mine.
I get it. Okay. Yeah. You need it.
And you just kind of all of you take a swig, and it immediately just burns your throat with warmth, which rushes down into your chest. It is really, really kind of rich in apple flavors. Kind of apple and honey just burns away in your mouth and kind of leaves this lovely aftertaste of cinnamon. Incredibly warming. And just kind of Alister closes the door behind you. And he just leans onto the counter. Right, well, what type of trouble have you gotten yourself into this time, lad?
Right there, hun.
As he says that, smiling, beaming against the adversity of everything you've had, and as off in the forest, Jack and Edlynnne and Sam kind of quietly sit there in silence, we will come to an end for this week's session of Chalice.
Oh, at least it ended on
at least it ended. I already love Gingerbeard.
Oh
it's
my
just
god!
Sounds like such a good character.
He
Honestly.
So glad I got a stiff drink.
He gives out alcohol to your friends.
It's the mug.
Maybe it's a good reason that Jack isn't there right now, because he'd be happy.
Yeah, you'd love it.
We might try and steal a little bit for you, Jack, if you. I never got any face cream.
I never got my face cream.
To the end of another session, which, there was a roller coaster there. At least I hope.
Put it.
We'll do something we haven't done in front of everyone quite yet, which is a quick burn off of XP for everyone. Of course, everyone gains at least 1 just for participating. Anyone who lost stress gains an additional 1, and anyone who failed the check gains an additional 1.
Oh, just a little bit.
We'll then pass out an additional 1 just for pleasure. I think everyone went through enough in that session. That they've learned something, they felt something, and they have struggled through.
Nearly cried.
And for those of you who have eyes on chat, I am open to the floor to ask each and every one of you who your vote is for the hero of the night. And any ties can, if they choose to, be broken by chat, or if they're feeling really quiet, I can break them. But there's 5 of you, so theoretically we should be fine. Okay. So if I may, I'll run through them in order. Billy, who is your vote?
My vote is Jago for shielding and the kid not letting go fully.
Even though
he did technically put the kid in that position.
Yeah.
It was his fault he put the kid in that position.
But I got the kid out of the position.
But
not just you though. You with the no, I don't agree. Never mind. I'm just going to
shut you can vote with your vote in a moment.
We can talk about how much damage.
One vote for Jack. Lynn?
I was going to give it to Jules for like diffusing the situation when the horses were going nuts, and then basically taking charge, leading us through a city, and getting us into Gingerbeer's
But I
place.
slapped an old lady.
Yeah, by the same argument.
Yeah, old ladies are evil though, so
We're
I'm
all
sure you're
solving our
fine.
problems. We're solving our own problems and
You
rewarding
probably put a
ourselves.
cat in a bin or
immediately
something.
to any old ladies in our audience.
I'm sorry. I'm so
Sorry,
sorry.
Liz.
Max, who's your vote for?
I'm gonna go with Jago for taking on all that stress and like damage of that. Even though you did fully throw the child onto the floor, I'm gonna let that slide and say,
You did
know,
punch an old lady in the face.
you know, you've got to do a little bit of bad to give it a little bit of
Is
good.
that the balance? Is it
Um,
throwing a child,
yeah.
punching a lady? Is that what
Yeah.
we're weighing?
We share the
Apparently so.
evil.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair,
so
it's,
yeah, I'm
both
gonna go with
age, it's
Jago.
both ends of the age spectrum.
Holly.
I'm giving it to anybody but Jago because that's my kid and how. Literally, no, I don't accept this. That's my kid, so no.
That's fair. No, I agree with you.
No, I don't accept any of this. So I'll also give it to Jules because, you know, I mean, it has been diffusing a lot of situations recently, and I can't give it to Pending because Pending he has betrayed us.
Pending betrayed us.
Pending's a traitor.
Pending didn't. Pending's a war hero.
I've been telling
Probably
you
got
from the
tortured in
beginning.
there. You don't know
Well,
Pending.
I did
You
say
slapped
that
an
there
old
was no
lady.
way we could possibly end this in a tie, but apparently it's going to get that close. Jago, who are you voting for?
See, here's the really awkward thing. I was gonna vote for Holly for all of the reasons that I got, but
I didn't throw the kid in the first
I'm
place.
voting for you.
That's fine, but still, I don't accept it.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll
no,
vote
no, I
for
want the
myself.
point. No,
Then
you
can't
can't
vote for
do that.
yourself.
You can't
I
do
know.
that.
You can't do that. That's
There
cheating.
you go. There you go. There's your vote, Holly. I was going to vote for you from the start, so there you go. There's your vote.
Thank you. That makes me
Well,
You're welcome.
you had to put it into a tie, so we are currently drawn between both Jack and our wonderful Jules. If there have been anyone who has eyes on chat, if anyone has mentioned anyone, we will take that.
Liam121212 has gone Billy,
I
but that
did
was
get
the
that
most
mentioned
recent
before.
message.
I will admit, I saw that one before we started the vote.
Yeah,
I
you
can't,
can't
take
use it
Lee.
now,
I know
yeah.
that's Lee there, and thank you, Lee. I love you.
Oh,
Well, thank you
Oh,
very
we can
much.
always ask
In
Danny
which
to
case,
tie break.
Danny has already cast his vote, and Danny has voted for
Aw.
Jules. So Jules
Ah.
getting an additional 5
Oh, thank
there you
you.
go, Jules.
XP. And that is us for the evening. So thank you very much, everyone, for viewing. Once again, let's quickly run through everyone. Billy, who are you? Where can we find you?
I am Billy Sherlock. I am here every Wednesday, trapped in this little box. Help me, I can't escape. I will be here next week, no doubt to be tortured against my will. But at the moment, I'm not anywhere else really on the internet. Hopefully, I will be one day. As I say every week, I'm working on a small world building project. And if you like world building, maybe come back next week, check me out at the end, see if I've actually done anything on it. Until then, I'm just going to be here.
We'll keep them in suspense. Lynn?
Hell yeah.
Hiya. So I'm Lynn. I'm also known on Twitch and across various places on the internet as Pantufelsart or Pontufa or just Pan. I've stuck some emotes into chat. So if you want to see me create stuff like what is up behind me, I stream. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow as actually midday British summertime. So if you want just like a really nice chill place to hang out, it's a lovely community. But yeah, you can find me there.
I imagine far more chilled than what we do here.
Yes.
Max?
Very stress free. I need that.
Hi, I'm Max Yallop. I will be here next week playing Jules very awfully. That's all I have to say.
You got the hero
Holly?
point.
Hi, yeah, I'm Holly, as well as being here every Wednesday, shouting at all my castmates because I don't agree. I never agree with anything they say ever. I'm slowly turning into the member that everyone hates. I don't care. I do kind of care. You can also find me online I have new news to give out this week, so do pay attention.
Ooh.
You can find me online on Instagram at Healey, and you can find me on Twitter at musicmanholly. In the next couple of days, I may be posting something music related because I have finally finished mixing a song, and I'm going to be very slowly posting that onto the platforms. So if
stay posted.
Shout and scream about it at the very least next week. And Jago?
Oh yeah. Hi, I'm Jago Ash. I will try not to punt a child into the ground next week.
If he does, I get to stab him. I've already decided.
You can find me here, and only here. I don't do things. Yeah. Let's try not to hurt children, folks.
Try.
Good message. Try not to.
Very good. The basics of life. And of course, as always, I'm Ben. You can find me absolutely anywhere you care to look, and try again, Ben. I'm here, or I go off and I do things for Modiphius every now and then. Who knows? But once again, everyone, thank you very much for being with us. Thank you very much for staying with us continuously, and a big thank you once again to our wonderful sponsors. And we will see you again, same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you very much, and good night. I'm going to disappear.
Bye. Oh, he's going to...